I've seen inside over 500 closets of women in leadership, and if you actually counted what's hanging in those closets, we're talking thousands of dollars worth of work clothes. And honestly, it's almost always the same. So you buy a blazer here, a pair of pants there, a blouse before a conference, a dress for a work event, one piece at a time. And before you know it, you're spent close to $10,000 on work clothes. Yet every morning you're still standing in front of your closet thinking, I have nothing to wear, right before an important leadership meeting. So in this video, I'm going to show you the shopping habits that quietly cost successful women thousands of dollars and the specific habits you need to avoid so you stop wasting money on pieces that just take up your space and don't really communicate your level of expertise. Hi, my name is Basia and I am a former celebrity stylist turned personal stylist for the past 15 years. I've helped executives, directors, CEOs, and entrepreneurs walk into a room and immediately look like the woman in charge. I work with my clients inside the Dress for Impact program, as well as I work with my clients one-on-one. If you would like to learn more how we can work together, you can just book a quick call. I'm going to find a link to book it in the description below. So without further ado, let's do this. I've seen over 500 closets of women in leadership, women who are incredibly successful across different industries, women who are highly visible, they present, they attend conferences, they sit on panels, they lead meetings, they also manage teams. And what I have found in so many of those closets was thousands of dollars of wasted money. The last thing I want is for you to keep spending money before you have a real clarity on how to build an executive presence through your wardrobe and avoid those costly shopping mistakes. So the first shopping habit I see all the time is panic shopping. Now, you have an upcoming conference, an important meeting, like a work trip, or like maybe a presentation. You open your closet and you realize, you either have absolutely nothing to wear or nothing that feels right for that event. So in between meetings on some, random Tuesday, you run into Banana Republic hoping you're going to find the perfect outfit for that upcoming conference or like that upcoming event. Now, think about how many times you've done that before every conference, every, important meeting, every work trip. You're spending hundreds of dollars trying to solve one specific problem. And before you know it, you spend, thousands of dollars just collecting a lot of random pieces instead of really like building a wardrobe. And that's what I call panic shopping. You are buying clothes to solve one event instead of building a wardrobe that works for all of them. And this is something, I hear from my clients all the time. Those pieces are still very often sitting in their closet with tags attached. They looked amazing in the store at the time when you were there, and the lighting was perfect, the mirror was totally flattering, the sales associate, told you how incredibly you looked. Then you get home, the fit suddenly doesn't feel the same, the color doesn't feel right, it doesn't work with anything else you own. So, you scrap this whole outfit, go back to something you've already worn like 100 times because, at least it's professional enough. And that new piece ends up sitting in your closet collecting dust. So another thing I see all the time is reactive shopping. So you wake up one day and decide, today is the day. I'm finally going to upgrade my wardrobe. So you head to the mall thinking, you're going to find those key pieces that will finally take your wardrobe to that next leadership level. So what do? You buy a black blazer, a pair of like tailored pants, maybe another professional blouse, and you bring everything home and absolutely nothing changes. You just spent more money on another set of basic professional pieces that look almost you know, exactly like everything that already hangs in your closet. And your wardrobe didn't really become more elevated. It just became bigger. One of my recent clients told me something that really stuck with me because it perfectly shows how easy it is to waste money without even realizing it. She's a marketing director, and every single month she was spending about, I would say approximately, that's what she told me, $250 renting clothes. Now, renting can make perfect sense if you have, let's say, 1 or 2 big events a year and you just don't want to, you know, spend $500, $600 on a dress you will only wear once. But she wasn't just renting for special occasions, she was renting everyday work clothes. Think about it, right? $250 a month for 3 years, that's thousands of dollars. And the end of it, she still didn't own a wardrobe that actually worked for her. The next habit, and probably the biggest one of all, is collecting pieces instead of building a wardrobe. Now, outside of shopping for like the specific event, you buy whatever looks good in a moment. So maybe it's like a blazer that looks elevated. Maybe it's like, you know, a beautiful blouse or a pair of trousers. You take it home thinking, you know, it's going to elevate your wardrobe, but it doesn't really fit with anything else that you already own. Maybe it's, you know, the wrong color, maybe it's a print that you have no idea how to put together with what you already own. Maybe it only works with like 1 pair of pants, so it gets added to the collection. And then you open your closet and it, you know, it feels full. You've spent money, you bought, you know, the nice brands, you've done everything you thought you're supposed to do, but you know, when a leadership meeting, conference happening, or like a client presentation comes up, you're right back to where you started because you still don't have the right wardrobe. You just have collection of individual pieces, and that's the difference. A wardrobe is built with a strategy. A collection is just, you know, one purchase after another. That's why those pieces end up sitting in your closet, collecting dust, getting worn once, or only working one way. And when you start adding it all up, that's how you end up with thousands of dollars in clothes that never really worked together. So what do you do instead, and how do you actually build a wardrobe that positions you with credibility and authority and works as a complete wardrobe for everything that you're dressing for? So first, you need clarity on your image. What does executive presence actually looks like for you? You know, I always say it's like building a house. You don't start by shopping for like a kitchen cabinets, furniture, or artwork. You build the foundation first. Your wardrobe works the same way. Before you buy anything, you need to know exactly what you're buying and what it should look like specifically for you. And that's how I start always with every client, whether we work with me inside the Dress for Impact program, whether we work together one-on-one, we get clear on their image first. Then we create like a visual mood board and like a one-pager outline of exactly what that image looks like. And I've had clients who knows those styles is a little bit more edgy, others who are a little bit more feminine and delicate, some who are very classic and a little bit polished, others who are very colorful and bold, and everything in between. And once you have that clarity, you can finally look at your closet objectively. You know exactly which piece supports that image and which ones don't, and what's actually missing. And now you have a foundation, and that's when we can start planning. So instead of randomly buying pieces, we build on what you already own and strategically fill those gaps. And the last part is getting really specific about your lifestyle and the rooms you're dressing for. So your wardrobe has to work for, the board meetings, a conference, a client presentation, a Zoom call, maybe like a networking event. whatever your life actually looks like. That way you are not, running to the store the night before hoping you will, find something that makes you feel confident and something that will communicate the level that you've already reached. Instead, every new purchase has a purpose. You're building one wardrobe that works together, reflects your personal aesthetics, and supports every part of your professional life, but as well as your private life. And that's how you stop, panic shopping. That's how you stop wasting money, and that's how you build a wardrobe the right way. So now you know exactly what are those terrible shopping habits, what not to do, how to build your wardrobe the right way. If you want to work with me, you can just schedule a quick call. You're going to find the link to schedule it in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to get notified when I post a new video, which is every Wednesday. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next week.